Now that we've got some importing under our belts, we've done all three types of contact. That's individuals, organizations, and households. And we've also linked up individuals with their households, as well as with their employers, which are households and organizations respectively. Now we're going to try and do some more relationship importing, and this kind is going to take a bit more care. So what we're going to do in this screencast is show ways that you might think it might work and show how they will not work, and then explore a couple of ways that do work, while all the while very much impressing on ourselves the importance of doing things in order and doing them right and not trying to skip any skip any steps. So here I am on raw individual contacts. From this, I've just pulled the contact info from Cersei and Robert, who are married, and created a new CSV. And this is what I'm going to use to upload and try and create the relational contact info. I'm just starting with two of them because I want to see that the process that I'm going to use will actually work. This is a very common thing that you should be doing, that whenever you're presented with an upload that you haven't done before, or that you're not sure how it's actually going to behave, is to use a small tester batch. Here I am. I don't have a saved field mapping for this, but if the deduping rule works the way that I think it does, then it doesn't matter. I don't have to go and select do not import for everything. Spouse first name, spouse last name. Let's see if we can import that relational data. And make sure that there's no other relational data that might be trying to get on here. And I think we're good here. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, 2 is the total number of rows imported. 4 total contacts were created or modified during the import. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? Let's take a look at what that group looks like. As you can see, we've got some duplicates here. I've got the Robert Baratheon and the Cersei Lannister, who I initially put in that very first individual import. And you can see that they're part of the groups that I did. They have the proper relationships, like, oh, hey, that worked. No, it didn't. This is the Cersei that we've been working with this whole time. You can see that she's the employee of the small council, household member of the Lannisters. And you might see this spouse of Robert Baratheon. Well, hey, that worked, didn't it? Well, let's take a look at the Robert Baratheon that she's the spouse of. And this is not the same guy that this Robert Baratheon is. Let's take a look at his summary. See, he's got a home address. He's dead. He's got a phone number. But this Robert Baratheon doesn't have any of that. We can see his unique ID is 132, whereas this Robert Baratheon is 100. So what happened here? Well, what happened here was that we didn't have the proper information to make a relational, to make a relationship between two existing contacts. By this I mean, when the only data that we had to supply CiviCRM with was to say that, this is Cersei Lannister, and she is the spouse of Robert Baratheon. Here, check for his first name and his last name. She's got the email. It sees Cersei Lannister, tgelder at cerseilannister.com or whatever. And then it says, okay, I know who that is. That's a person. I can update her contact information, no problem. But then when it gets to who am I supposed to say is the spouse, his first name is Robert, his first name is Baratheon. I don't know who that is. And the reason for that is because it has to go back all the way to the unique identifiers. That Robert Baratheon is not a unique identifier. There could be 10 million of this guy, but there can only be one tgelder plus Robert.Baratheon at ucse.edu. So in the absence of a perfect unique identifier, it just creates a new contact. So it created this guy right here, this dummy, that is not actually going to be of use to us. So we can see that Robert is married to Cersei, but this Cersei, or his Cersei, is likewise just this brand new made thing. Not the same as the Cersei Lannister that we've been working with this whole time. So I'm going to go ahead and delete both these people. There we go. We don't need these fake Robert and fake Cersei's gumming up the works. So the problem is that we were trying to give the spouse first name and spouse last name is that those are not real unique identifiers. We just need to add a unique identifier to them so that we can actually have something that's useful. So Robert is married to... Now let's try this upload again and see what actually happens. Now, I had this field mapping, but it got a little whacked out because when I did my first round of this to make sure that everything worked, is that I didn't have these really pretty headers, and so in between then and now I added some new headers, so all this stuff is kind of off just a little bit. This is very important that I don't not fix. If I didn't have this, then when Civi gets these new contacts, then they'll see, oh, Cersei Lannister, Robert Baratheon, those are brand new contacts because they don't have an email yet, so we better make new contacts. So these are the spouse of using email, and it's their home email because I don't have a different one. Let's see how this works. Okay, it doesn't look like it's created the duplicates like last time. So let's make sure. Here's Cersei Lannister. It's the Cersei that we've been working with this whole time. She's married to Robert Baratheon. And that's the Robert Baratheon that we've been working with the whole time. His ID should be 100. Yes, it is. Okay, cool. It looks like we didn't get the duplicating problem, and that's because we didn't try and import using the information of first and last name. And let's just make double sure that there's not any other Roberts going on out here, in here. And yes, that is indeed the only Robert Baratheon. So there you have it. You can do relationship between individuals. In this case, spousal relationships. You just need to make sure that you're not trying to do it by first name and last name, that you have to have an email for it to understand who it's supposed to be making this connection with.